Hey there guys, this is TEEJ here, or TJ, whichever one you wish to choose. Pick your poison. They all work. Now today was, this one's probably a little bit unexpected, but if I had to go back in time and redo anything, it would be watching this after watching the guide to get more of a full knowledge expanse on BTS as a group. Now, whether you're here periodically or you're here for most, if not all, of the BTS videos, or if you're new to the channel, we have learned quite a bit about these men here, and it's been one hell of a journey. I've seen some comments here and there throughout different videos, maybe like one or two each time, but there's usually something with oh, this line is directed at this group, or this is a clapback to, you know, such and such, you know, some big people over here, or maybe way back in their underground that some people were talking trash and maybe some things were said in this. Obviously, as artists, you clap back or respond through song. Some information will be shared, bits and pieces, in the comments, and I'll be like, dang, I really don't get where like the hate comes from. So I feel like to progress further with the BTS and the solo dives, we need to, well, some of you may be rewatching, but for anybody who hasn't, along with me, we need to jump into these BTS hardships. Now this is 2013 through 2021. I need to get in on this knowledge of what's going on with, you know, the more negative side of things as far as their journey goes. And that'll be good for my journey and for those who tag along with me on this journey. So let's go ahead and get into it. Get comfortable. If you need to, snacks, drinks. This is 30 minutes, so who knows how long the end's gonna be. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
This video was not made in order to relive the sadness or to hold grudges against others. This video was made to remind us that BTS didn't rise to success without facing hurdles, and these events have created a stronger bond between BTS and ARMY. June 13, 2013. BTS were only able to debut because the scheduled performers cancelled. BTS
Early stop, holy shit. But I just wanted to say, I know I've mentioned it maybe twice. I'm sure about once, but maybe twice, that I do believe the first and possibly only time was way back when I did the Taylor Marie guide to BTS. When I watched that, I mentioned in the video that I loved how the relationship between ARMY and BTS, clear, you know, everyone has a fandom. Even YouTubers have, like, you know, fan names and, you know, blah blah. But there's certain groups out there that it's different. You know, it brings a whole new meaning to, or beyond just a fan or a fandom. It becomes more like a friendship to family level, and you really go down life with, you know, whoever that artist or group may be, such as, like, you know, BTS for a lot, and I'm on this journey to find those type of connections that you all have with BTS. But obviously, if you know me, if you watch some videos of mine or the right videos, you know my close connection is with LP, Linkin Park. So like, I totally understand that, and I think that's cool, because you go through the struggles, highs, ups, downs. You know, a lot of people, the second bad song or controversies and all this crazy stuff start happening, they start not being fans, they drop them and this, that. But I stuck around for mine, you guys stuck around for BTS. I mean, and here we are today. That was a long one, but I just felt it was needed to say. Alright, play.
was a filler. Even after debuting, they couldn't get much airtime. Their performances were either shortened, cut from broadcasts, or not uploaded for online consumption
It's crazy
due
to
to their
think of them
company's
as a
lack of
filler now.
clout at that time.
저 당시에는 예, 우리가 막 방송을 마음대로 못 깔 때예요. 방송을 막 사람 다 차있으면 우리 못 나오고 그럴 때도 있었어.
저 때 한밤에 이게 나가게 된 게 되게 약간 우리가 막 그랬었어. 그때 그랬어요.
되게 중요한
네,
거고.
신기한 거고 되게 약간 원래 그렇게 따로 인터뷰 잘 안 해주시는데 막 그때 그런 기억이 나요.
저희를 구원해 주신 거죠?
From sleeping in one bedroom to using their own staff as extras,
저 매니저 보이겠다.
to recording an album in a garage. These were just a few things BTS experienced early on in their careers due to their company's limited budget.
지드래곤 선배님이 막 말 걸어주신 거 기억나요? 옷에 쓰여 있는 거 무슨 뭐냐고 돈 없어가지고 16,000원짜리 후배티 프린팅 해가지고 뭔지 몰라가지고 말을 못해 되겠었는데 아무튼 네.
Because some of the members came from an underground rap background, but ultimately chose the path of becoming idols, they were often disrespected.
사실 남준이가 언더
I totally get the limited budget, all those crazy things, using extras, recording in a garage. You know, that's more so what I'm familiar with as far as like people I know and bands that, you know, I've been friends with, like one of the instrument players or the vocalists. But the transition from underground rapper to idol, it's not a jump that people would expect. You're like, oh, he used to do rap, now he's, you know, singing more in his songs, or he's went from pop to rap, or, you know, just the basic categories. You don't really think, oh, everyone's gathered in some abandoned warehouse and they're doing underground rap battles and chilling and it's a whole vibe. You don't see those people and go, damn, they're probably going to be an idol. It's kind of weird to think about if you catch my drift here. I don't know if it'll add more onto it, but I wonder what was the thought process. Like, what was the initial thought process of like, hey, we're underground rappers, let's go towards being idols. It's usually when you're in that position underground, your mind is slowly on spitting bars, just rapping and rapping and rapping.
에서 활동을 했다고 이제 그런 사람들이 많아요. 아이돌로 올라가서 나는 언더그라운드 활동을 했던 사람이다 하고 원플이라고 흔히 하잖아요. 그러면은 이제 언더 매니아, 힙합 매니아라고 하는 사람들은 그런 거를 당연히 안 좋게 보죠.
아, 지네 음악도 안 하고 그냥 회사에서 시키는데도 노래 받아서 춤이나 추는 것들이 무슨 가수냐, 니네가 무슨 아티스트냐, 저런 애를 더 이상 나오면 안 된다.
A rapper told RM and Suga that they were on the right path, but strayed away and were no longer considered real rap hip-hop artists, deeming them girls for wearing makeup.
방탄소년단에 대해서 사실 팀원도 말하고 아이돌을 보이.
I could not agree with that. I'm sorry. Immediately when I heard that, I was like, yeah, fuck no. I cannot. People have this notion that you have to stay a certain way to be a certain someone. You don't. You know? Like, I come from a metal background. The rapping and stuff, you know, rapper reacts or anything that is associated with my writing lyrics in form of, you know, rap hip hop, that all came after being a metal vocalist. Metal is like the tree. The rest are just the branches. If I release like a hip hop album, it doesn't mean I don't know metal, you know, I'm not a metalhead, you know. I don't know anything about the scene or this or that. It's kind of stupid to think about. That one upset me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Where does the thought process come from is what I'm wondering here.
네, 맞습니다. 힙합이 아니다. 방탄소년단이 무대에 올라갔을 때, 뭐 이제 분장을 한다.
맞아요.
어떤 메이크업을 하는 거에 대한 어떤 힙합과 충돌되는 부분이 있을 것 같은데.
분장 그런 게 아니라 여자.
Wow, shut the front door.
BTS were being told by several people
You can tell just from the mannerisms, RM was like he was trying to get the words in there, but he was also taking in everything the guy said, like, truly. He was listening, not just hearing. But it was all still kind of like stunning at the same time. Not in a good way. And Suga was just kind of like taking it in, just like, bro, really? And who the hell said it's a girl? Like, it... So are those same people just not taking the opportunity if they had the chance?
they would never make it because they came from a small agency. Big Hit Entertainment was at one point near bankruptcy and didn't have the financial power to promote and push BTS the way other companies could with their own groups. In 2014, Suga shared his story about battling depression since pre-debut days. Suga continues to discuss and bring awareness to mental health through his work. Until now, BTS has continuously been transparent about their darkest thoughts and feelings, not just through their music, but also their very public personas. February 2014. BTS were accused of copying the schoolboy concept for Boy in Love, which came out shortly after another group released their music video, even though the concept is a popular choice amongst young boy bands. April 2014. During a variety show,
So if it's popular among boy bands and it's kind of like the trender thing to do, why were they getting the most hate for it? Is that like targeting? Did I get it? I don't know. On another note, it kind of made me smile on the inside that when she said, expressing their darkest thoughts, and then on the darkest thoughts, it showed J-Hope on the screen, because I'm your hope, I'm J-Hope. That's just me.
I'm your hope, you're my hope, I'm J-Hope.
I just thought that was, I don't know. I don't know.
host confronted them about this plagiarism accusation.
수와 겹친 교복 패션 왜 하필일까? 원망했나요?
사실 저희가 말씀드릴 수
얘기 천천히
저희가 이번 사랑 이야기 학교 3부작의 마지막이었어요.
예.
그래가지고 나 언제 한번 교복을 입겠다라고 생각을 했는데 그게 되게 유명하게 시기가 겹쳐가지고.
Throughout their careers, they've been constantly criticized for plagiarism, often for outfits, props, concepts, and hair colors that are ordinary not just in K-pop, but the expansive world of visual arts. November 2014. Hashtag #KickoutJHopeBTS trended on Twitter, calling J-Hope ugly and untalented. The trend became popular enough that their friend and supervisor from their reality show American Hustle Life, Tony Jones, tweeted out saying, "Every member is needed and talented." Jin stepped in by telling ARMYs to cheer up and that all of them were working hard. ARMYs got together and trended #JHopeYou'rePerfect to comfort him. May 2015.
That was a thing?
BTS finally won their first music show with their song I Need You 2 years after their debut, but were accused of 사재기. This is when companies buy back albums to boost external sales records. But this was when their company was barely surviving financially, making the claims groundless. May 2015. V was accused of mocking another idol group after they won a music show and were accepting the trophy. People began to send him death threats. However, he wasn't mocking them at all. V was known to be a fan of this group and was singing their song out of excitement. He apologized on Twitter for the misunderstanding and provided screenshots showing that he would always listen to this song before bed. July 2015.
Oh, Big Bang.
BTS abruptly halted their concert, The Red Bullet, in New York due to death.
But that's Big Bang, though. I mean, I've reacted to a few of their songs on this channel, actually. What Tume, Treasure fans have taught me a lot about Big Bang as well, since they're very connected, is they've done a lot of trendy things. They've inspired a lot of artists, and I mean, I feel like that one was blown a bit out of proportion. Inspiration, motivation.
Threats towards RM. All related fan activities were also subsequently cancelled. Attendees of the show were forced to leave the venue, where there was a strong presence of security and police at the scene.
Sorry. We love you.
RM also received another death threat for another upcoming show in Mexico later that month. July 2016, people began to debate over alleged misogynistic lyrics and tweets from BTS. This led to the members and the company reflecting back on their actions. BTS's agency, Big Hit Entertainment, responded with an apology and a promise to do better. Consequently, the band grew from this lesson and have since released feminist overtures such as 21st Century Girl, and in 2019 responded to their 2014 single Boy in Love with Boy with Love, a collaboration with Halsey. RM has said that since the incident, he pays closer attention to the lyrics he writes, reading newspapers and books to study the social phenomena. After he finishes writing lyrics, he consults experts of women's studies to objectively examine the lyrics. May 2016. During their epilogue concert, Antis began to use the hashtag Plagiarism Boy Scouts. Multiple fandoms teamed up to trend this hashtag in Korea. BTS saw this, and the media latched on. June 2016. During the variety show Flower Crew, Jungkook arrived at the filming location with a bag of hamburgers for his cast members, hoping to break the ice. One of the cast members made rude comments and turned Jungkook's offer away. BTS has since filmed another variety show with the same host, and spirits seem high. September 2016. Antis made yet another project called Break Wings Project to try to sabotage their comeback in October. The project was caught and stopped once comments on YouTube broadcasting the project were put on blast. Wings then went on to sell 16,000 units in its first week, appearing at number 26 on the US Billboard 200 chart, setting the then highest record for a K-pop album and making BTS the first and only K-pop act at that time to log 3 entries on the Billboard 200. Because of this, Antis took strategic pictures of non-armies and claimed that there was no line in stores that sold physical albums. October 2016. During the Busan One Asia Festival, fans were told a couple hours before the broadcast that BTS were no longer appearing because one member was absent from an injury, even though a countless number of fans were already present at the event venue and BTS was ready and willing to perform. BTS ended up performing for the fans who attended the event and waited all day, but it was at the end of the event with leftover confetti, no proper lighting, and no cameras rolling. Their performance was not broadcasted and only fan cams were taken. October.
Alright, so I mean, I get the antis. They'll, pictures will be taken or things will be said way left field from where the truth lies in the center. It's we all know that, but what's with the actual venues and concert places like being a part of this, the leftover confetti, not broadcasting like it. I'm struggling to find out who's all involved here. Because right now it seems like an early BTS versus the world type situation. It's just everywhere they go, it's just no matter where you look, there's enemies, and I don't know. All right, play.
October 2016. During BTS's Blood, Sweat and Tears promotion in South Korea, BTS wasn't given a waiting room at the broadcast center. So the members made do and practiced, got dressed, and did makeup in front of the bathrooms. They would practice non-stop without resting, greeting other staffers who were going to the bathroom, and other idol groups would openly look down on them. This comment was left under a video uploaded by
groups?
Wei, a member from Crayon Pop. Wei responded, "Yes, that's right. All I remember is their hard work and efforts. I especially haven't forgotten RM's voice practicing Japanese." November 2016. V made a heartfelt announcement during their muster that his beloved grandmother had passed away. Anti saw this as an opportunity to twist his narrative and intentions, sending...
Y'all were making fun of, some... Am I supposed to feel sorry for that bitch? I don't. Do you ever? Snorting grandma's ashes? What the That's fucked up. I can't really see myself being that low or even pissed off enough to write something like that.
him death threats and accusing him of using her passing as a ploy for attention. November 2016, Big Hit released a formal statement about taking legal actions regarding malicious rumors, false statements, and personal attacks against BTS. The company continues to pursue legal actions against perpetrators to this day, enforcing a strict no settlement and leniency policy. November 2016. Fans of another group were upset that BTS won Album of the Year at the Melon Music Awards, claiming it was done out of charity and that miscalculations were made. They called Melon customer care, where an employee explained that the company's internal data proved that BTS scored higher. Audio of the conversation was released.
그거 이제 그 상에 해당하는 앨범들을 해가지고 계산한 게 있는데 그러면은 저희가 보는 거랑 뭐 멜론 내부에서 보는 거랑 그러면은 데이터가 아예 다르다는 소린가요?
아니요, 똑같으시고요. 고객께서 보셨던 거는 차트랑 그리고 스트리밍 그 실시간 그 앨범 자체가 나오고 나서 순간 차트에 대한 그런 데이터를 아십니까?
그건 아닌 것 같아요.
고객께서 보신 전체 데이터 수치는 아마 보시기 어려우실 거예요. 그 데이터는 로에냐만 갖고 있고요. 고객께서 봤던 정리를 어떤 식으로 진행하셔가지고 어떤 식으로 보신지 모르겠는데 고객님들께서 정리해서 보신 거는 그 차트만에 관한 내용들이고요. 그 부분이 아니라 1년 동안 고객님들께서 스트리밍 돌리시고 앨범을 산 그 이용권 말고 많은 대중들이 전체적으로
The amount of effort to do this is
그거에 대한 결과
it's exhausting just to hear.
내부적으로 고객께서 지금 생각하신 게 혹시 내부적 이게 비리가 있는 건 아니냐라고 생각이 들 수 있는데요. 뭐 제가 말씀드릴 수 있는 부분은 비리 전혀 없으시고요. 방탄이 1년 동안 보다 스트리밍 수가 많이 받아서 상을 받았다라고 생각하시면 되십니다.
February 2017. BTS were accused of plagiarism after their performance at the Gaon Chart Music Awards. The part in question was when the no-signal bars on screen resembled another group's past stage. To make matters worse, the creative director of the group in question created a post on Instagram with the captions, our hard work. And siblings of the group liked that post. Gaon Charts eventually posted an official statement in regards to the accusation, admitting that their own production team was in charge of the graphics, not Big Hit. BTS has not attended or performed at Gaon Chart Music Awards since, only pre-taping acceptance speeches. March 2017. Death threats were made against BTS, with their target being Jimin this time. This threat happened during their world tour, and Big Hit addressed this threat, increasing security around the venues. December 2017. Fans of a different group were so outraged by the results at the 2017 Mnet Asian Music Awards that they filed a petition under the Blue House, the executive office and official residence of the South Korean head of state. They requested MAMA to be abolished because BTS won, crashing the Blue House petition website, which was meant for the South Korean citizens only, with traffic from overseas.
I'm still not seeing anything or hearing anything that would need to resort to death threats and actually much that I've heard. I'm getting a little burning feeling in my stomach because I was just reminiscing of all the songs that we have listened to and the feelings you get and I guess how well they stick with you, you know? So we're only almost halfway through and I'm already appreciating my journey that I've gone through even more so than I already am.
May 2018, Jimin once again received death threats, this time during their Love Yourself tour in Fort Worth. Police tweeted soon afterwards that they were investigating the threat.
How are you going to do that during a Love Yourself tour?
2018. On November 7, a South Korean court ordered a Japanese company to compensate them for wartime labor during Japan's colonial rule of the Korean peninsula. The next day, Japan's TV's Asahi's music station announced that they have cancelled BTS's appearance on their show, slated for November 9th, due to a recently resurfaced screenshot of a member wearing a t-shirt depicting a photo of an atomic bomb and of Koreans celebrating their independence from Japan. The band subsequently became attacked by the extreme conservatives in Japan, and the news was picked up by the Western media.
바로 저 사건은 방탄소년단이 입었던 티셔츠가 직접적인 문제가 됐다기보단 그건 빌미였고 사실은 강제징용 배상 판결에 대한 이 보이콧을 하고 싶어하던 일본의 어떤 그 멘탈리티가 그대로 표현된 거다라고 생각을 할 수 있는데 그래서 그 5개 대륙에 그러니까 전 세계에 걸쳐서 살고 있는 특히 이제 한국 번역을 하는 한국 아미들이 주축이 돼서요 20몇 명의 아미가 온라인으로 모여서 이 사건이 도대체 어떤 정치적 배경에서 나왔는가, 어떤 역사적 배경에서 출현한 건가. 그리고 지금 그 전 세계에서 쏟아내고 있는 기사들이 어디가 어떻게 잘못된 건가 팩트 체크를 다 하면서 이 2차 세계대전에 대한 어떤 그 자료들을 다 모아서 백서, 화이트 페이퍼 프로젝트를 발간합니다.
영문으로 해서 저렇게 한 거예요?
예, 영문과 한국어 동시에 이제 다 볼 수 있는데 분량이 166쪽 정도 돼요. 그러니까 거의
April 2019. During BTS's global press conference for Map of the Soul Persona, a reporter bluntly asked BTS about past plagiarism allegations.
사실 제가 그 윙스하고 피땀 눈물 언급했던 거는 그때 이제 뭐 문제가 됐던 내용 그 뭐 표절인가 그 프랑스 작가분께서 언급하셨던 그 부분을 언급해서 여쭤본 거였고요. 그거에 대해서 그냥 뭐 질문이 좀 불편할 수는 있겠지만 답변을 좀 듣고 싶은 부분 때문에 질문을 드렸습니다.
네, 그거에 대해서는 저희 회사에서 이제 저희 회사 법무팀에서 작가님이랑 이야기를 하고 있고요. 저희 의견, 저희 생각도 회사랑 동일하다고 생각을 하고 있습니다. 네, 그건에 대해서는 회사에서 지금 처리를 하고 있기 때문에 뭐 결과가 나오면 알겠죠. 네, 감사합니다.
I get the feeling that Yoongi, those specific questions as far as like plagiarism and, you know, stealing this and stuff, you know, for songs, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm getting the feeling that those really don't sit well with him personally, a little bit more than the others. RM's paying very close attention and, you know, doing his thing, but I saw one smirk at the question, almost like I know what he's gonna say. ridiculous. But just like when it showed earlier of a question being asked similar to this, Joongi was the one who was like, hey, you know, I'll speak. Usually that's a sign of I feel compelled to take this on.
Netizens later uncovered an article written by a reporter of the same name on another entertainment company's news website. April 2019. SBS Inkigayo excluded BTS's Boy With Love out of its charts for the song's first eligible week. Questions about the criteria used by the music show were raised, while SBS continued to claim the calculation period did not fit with BTS's album release time. To this, Dispatch compared BTS to another group who also released a song on the same day. That group entered the rankings and took its first win for their song that week, while BTS were left out of the rankings entirely. December 2019. JTBC reported that BTS went against their own agency and planned to file a lawsuit against Big Hit Entertainment. Big Hit pulled out receipts and released a lengthy statement on behalf of Big Hit Entertainment, BTS, and the members' families. They called the media company's journalism practices into question, stating, "We have not only the video that JTBC used for the first report, but also the CCTV video that recorded the footage of the journalist breaking into our company." December 2019. MBC is accused of abusing their power to purposely prevent other groups under Big Hit Entertainment from appearing at their year-end show, after BTS chose to appear on the US's NBC New Year's Rockin' Eve countdown in New York City instead of NBC's year-end program. According to Osen, multiple industry sources shared, ever since October, when BTS's side told NBC that BTS would not be appearing on NBC's year-end music festival, it has been difficult for singers associated with Big Hit Entertainment to appear on NBC. It is already an openly known fact in the industry. January 2020. For 29 years, the Seoul Music Awards only had one grand prize, also known as a Daesang. But in 2020, they created a second Daesang for digital music. BTS won the Daesang for physical music only, even though their stats proved that they should have also gotten the Daesang for digital music as well. BTS did not appear in person to accept the award and has only sent in video acceptance speeches since. July 2020. Naver, the Google of South Korea, reportedly invested over $80 million into another entertainment company after losing out on profits from BTS, who chose to hold an online concert through Weverse, a mobile app and web platform developed by Big Hit Entertainment. BTS earned at least $21 million in ticket revenue, according to an analyst at securities firm. He stated, "Naver lost BTS, the most popular IP of K-pop, and must have felt the need to invest in entertainment to form a stable relationship." Since 2017, fans have noticed that South Korean platforms such as Naver and media journalists were ignoring and downplaying BTS's achievements. Popular websites hardly posted anything about them, nor did they feature BTS on their front pages. Music critic Kim Young-dae and popular political commentator Kim Oh-jun recently discussed this issue.
그 뉴스의 크기에 비해서 국내 기사는 상대적으로 적다는 인상을 항상 받았거든. BTS는 그 버금갈 정도의 현상을 지속적으로 만들었는데 거기에 비하자면 뉴스량이 좀 적다. 호들갑 떨기 그렇게 좋아하는 이 미디어들이 왜 이럴까? 궁금증이 평소에 있거든. 연결되는 이야기예요. 기사들이 일단
BTS의 성공은 이제 어느 정도 보도가 돼요. 그러면 우리가 흔히 알고 있는 소위 대형 기획사의 아이돌이 그것보다 사실은 못 미치는 어떤 활약을 보였을 때 미디어에 보도되는 양이나 그 커버되는 범위를 보시면 확연히 차이가 납니다. 굉장히 좀 재밌는 부분이고 이번 그래미 같은 경우 어떻게 들어가냐면 주요 부문에서 등극에 실패했다라고 한다든지 여러 가지 유형이 이거 하나가 중요하다고 생각해요. 뭐냐면 BTS라는 이 현상, BTS의 미국에서의 성공, BTS의 세계적인 열풍 자체가 제도권의 시스템을 거치지 않았다는 거예요. 그래서 이 제도권을 점하고 있는 그 언론일 수도 있고 뭐 프로모터일 수도 있고 음반 회사일 수도 있죠. 이 사람들이 보기에 썩 납득이 가지 않고 유쾌하지도 않아요.
자기 힘이 입증이 안 되는 거지. 그렇게 되면.
그렇습니다.
점하고 있는 위치에서 자기 영향력이라는 게 있는데 이걸 다 거치지 않고 성공해 버렸으니까 자기 존재 이유가 없어지는 거 아니에요. 그런 맥락에서는
December 2020.
I mean, in a way, it's that's the process of filtering. Thinking the ones think you're filtering, but you end up getting filtered yourself, and now you're just not. You're just not there.
For the last few years, BTS has been the face of political discourse on the revisions of South Korea's mandatory military service, even though BTS and their company have not spoken about wanting postponement or exemptions, and have insisted that they will serve when called upon. In August 2018, all major South Korean entertainment companies held a meeting to discuss petitioning the government to revise the law to allow K-pop performers to be exempt from service, in addition to the top artists, musicians, and athletes that already qualify. Big Hit Entertainment was not among the agencies, but BTS was used as the leading example for this revision. On December 22, 2020, the Ministry of National Defense announced that a revision has been made, effective June 23, 2021, where popular culture artists can postpone their enlistment until age 30, with the requirements that the individuals must have been recommended as recipients of the Order of Cultural Merit, one of the highest national honors given to artists in South Korea. In April 2021, 26 for this revision. On December 22, 2020, the Ministry of National Defense announced that a revision has been made, effective June 23, 2021, where popular culture artists can postpone their enlistment until age 30, with the requirements that the individuals must have been recommended as recipients of the Order of Cultural Merit, one of the highest national honors given to artists in South Korea. In April 2021, 26 agencies, led by the Korean Music Content Association, filed a written objection against the revision, stating that the new law is both unrealistic and unfair. March 2021, BTS was nominated for the Best Duo Group Performance at the Grammys, which was announced during the online pre-show instead of the primetime ceremony, as it usually was in previous years. Unfortunately, they didn't take home the award, but what made fans even more upset was that the Grammys used BTS as ratings bait, teasing that BTS's performance would be quote-unquote up next, but were actually placed as the second to last performance during the 3.5-hour broadcast, and only given the time to perform an abridged performance of their song. A former managing editor for the Grammy Awards website spoke out the next day about the Recording Academy and how it pushed back on featuring BTS. But BTS got the last laugh. A live stream of the band celebrating after the event has so far garnered more than 13 million views, compared to the 8.8 million viewers who tuned into the Grammys.
Alright, so it seems like when they get wronged or something of that nature, there's no hesitation to do their own thing, because they'll do it right, and clearly it's working. I'm better off on my own type deal. I don't know.
2021. Topps released the Garbage Pail Kids Shammy Awards illustration and card.
Shammy.
Unlike the other artists who were featured, BTS was depicted as being brutalized and beaten up by a Grammy trophy inside a whack-a-mole. This isn't the first time BTS has been shunned, put down, or bullied. In February 2021, a German radio station host made racist remarks about BTS, comparing them to COVID-19, and voiced his hopes that there will be a vaccine against BTS soon. He openly cursed at them for covering a Coldplay song and said that BTS deserves a 20-year vacation in North Korea. Halsey,
with all due no respect, BTS Coldplay reaction coming this week. Was already in the plan, so I just think it's hilarious that it mentioned this. Because we're gonna support. Years later.
Max, Lauv, Steve Aoki, and more artists slammed the radio station's racism and xenophobia.
BTS one hours working with homegirls. You heard that clip on the radio presenter? Ooh! Ooh! I love it. This is that relationship, you know, I got my brother's back, you know. Kind of like a Fast and Furious deal.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Like, why are you so strong? Because of family, you know? Dom Toretto type. Ew, I just heard that clip of the radio presenter. First of all, you fucked up the second you mentioned BTS. Armies don't play like that. And I hope you'll never sleep peacefully again, knowing you ruined your career for being racist. I stand with my friends. After the whole you ruined your career, a little kissing emoji. That's... I'm horrified to read the comments in there. Racism and xenophobia cannot be thinly veiled as honor. You were irresponsible in discussing statements. Speaking about the Bay Area towards Asian communities skyrocketing is unacceptable. I hope you better apologize to BTS and the Asian communities across the world. It's on its way. Whew. This is some crazy. The fact that I've been reacting this whole time and knew none of this. Besides, like, you know, sprinkles here and there from the comments.
Phobia. The host and station maintains that it was just a joke and that folks are too sensitive. During Zach Sang's show, a member named Liam from a boy band called Forever in Your Mind made these comments.
Yeah, I agree that they're a boy band, but at the same time, it's like I feel like it's like a different, like they belong in a different genre on their own, because I feel like there still needs to be like a European or an American boy band to be at the top, and I think BTS can just live in their own. They're BTS. Okay. They don't, you know what I mean?
Nah, but they're like I don't think that they're gonna. Is
so
crazy. It's
dude, and it's global.
Yeah, I'm a fan. They're really good.
I like them. They're good dancers. I can't get behind it. I don't understand what they're saying.
I got it. I just.
I don't even know what to call them, boys or girls, because I don't know what they are. Look at these people. Look at this one. I don't know.
All right, we'll get back to you right after this, lady. I already know she's going nowhere good with this. The whole I can't get behind it. It's such. See, there's music. No, can't get behind. Person has no passion. Clearly, the lyrics are just not for you. Completely different world. You know, there's no connection. That a whole bunch of variables can go into this, but I feel like there's reasons that should go with that, or else it's just open-ended for anyone's interpretation. Like, if I tell you I can't get behind a certain rapper, it's because they talk about this and this and this every song, and I stay away from those things in my life. You know, that has nothing to do with me. I don't want it to have anything to do with me, so I really just don't listen to the music. Yeah, it may be catchy, but you know, but he's just seemed like he didn't like them, period. And there's other feelings involved besides just not liking their music. But it just made me... The reason why I paused wasn't even to say that. That just came out. I have no idea why. But there's people I've met that I'm like, hey, here's a dope song. They're like, oh, let me hear it. I'm like, first, are you open to listening to, you know, Korean language or Japanese language? You know, of course you can use subtitles, see what they're saying, blah, blah, blah. And their response will be something along the lines of, not really. think I'll pass, or something of that nature. And in my head, every time I'm just like, bro, it's just not a great quality to have, to dismiss everything in the world that doesn't pertain to your own language. Like, imagine if I saw TEEJ, August D, Higum, and Magdala, like, imagine I'd seen all those on YouTube and I'm like, yo, Korean language, yeah. If it's not in English, I'm not gonna do it. What? There's so many bangers I would have missed. Anyway, that's just my rant. That's actually something that I've dealt with in person. The most recent was like 2 months ago, by the way, which made me think of that. I showed a friend, I was showing them like a few artists here and there, but I started off with some others and they're like, yeah, no, these lyrics don't make sense, this and that, there are reasons. Then I was like, hey, listen to this one. It's he's Korean, it's in Korean, but subtitles here. And it was actually TEEJ, and he was like, yeah, nah, it's not English, I'm gonna pass.
And I was like, what the? What? What do you mean you're gonna pass?
But some other buddies were around, and I was like, all right, let's switch over to, August D subtitle, August D song. And just to get them hooked a little bit, I skipped over to the chorus right before it gets in the fast rap, and I was like, just wait after this. And I just showed like a little snippet, just enough to like tease them.
Oh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
But they didn't hear the whole verse, just to tease them. And I was like, it's Korean, you guys don't mind, yeah? And they were like, nah, it's fine. But I was like, honestly, even if it like does matter to you, just check for the vibe. Just check for the vibe. And they're like, all right. Played it, they listened to it intently, and I made sure everyone was quiet so they can focus, Difference between hearing and listening. And the second he was like, A to the G to the U to the STD. A to the G to the U to the STD. They're like, oh, okay. And then the second he was like, back in the no, back in the city. They're like, I was like, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. So that's definitely an open-minded moment that probably changed. So next time they come across different language, they may give it a chance. Who knows?
Know which one he is. Look at those highlights, those chunky Tony and Guy mall salon highlights, and the contact lenses. You are an Asian man. You don't need to look like a girl named Ashley.
When I first heard something Korean had exploded in America, I got worried.
I don't know. I think they look very nice.
Oh! That is not what you were saying during the break!
How did this become a thing in Western culture where all these grown men and little girls are off to little K-pop boys?
A senior editor from The Economist said, please no.
Those going live to do that are just really the types of people to stay away from. They probably show many signs, even outside of doing this, mocking the Korean. But I think that one lady just, damn. I mean, yeah, she insulted all of them, but she was going in on Jimin. Yeah, trust me, she had her own effect, like Jimin does. I think she wouldn't have a problem with that, but I think Jimin has that one, so there's a little bit of jealousy there. Who knows?
After BTS was announced as speakers at the 75th UN General Assembly, she quickly tried to backtrack, claiming it was a joke. This led to Stephen Pollard, a British journalist, to tweet this, and Anne Hegarty, a television personality, responding with, all this about a little Korean boy band that's fundamentally not important? So when BTS was named Entertainer of the Year by Time magazine soon after, RM said, "We're not sure if we've actually earned respect, but one thing is for sure is that people feel like, okay, this is not just some kind of syndrome or phenomenon. These little boys from Korea are doing this." BTS have always been outspoken about the injustice of racial discrimination. In the summer of 2020, they used their platform and proudly announced their support for Black Lives Matter and donated $1 million to the organization. With the recent rise and visibility of atrocities against Asians, BTS released a statement on their Twitter standing in solidarity once again. These are just a few of the countless examples of mistreatment, racism, and xenophobia that BTS has been encountering around the world throughout their storied career. It will more than...
I don't know if y'all heard that, but in addition to the light... I think my neighbors are accidentally... You know when you go to your Bluetooth section on your phone, you can connect to your device? I think they just connected to mine. I mean, it can't happen with, like, my phone or anything else, but that one's more like a just open connection, I guess. It just started playing their Spanish music. I mean, it sounded nice. We were vibing.
Likely be a continued uphill battle. As artists of color who are constantly breaking records and barriers, amassing fans and growing in popularity around the globe, hostility and jealousy will come easily from those not afforded the luxury of such a strong and dedicated fan base. As fans who are cognizant of their journey and understand that their popularity comes from their sincerity and talent, ARMYs have a tendency to be protective, and sometimes overly so. If only because of the awareness of what BTS and ARMY are up against when fighting for fair representation.
Alright, that was a very insightful, very informative video. Very much needed. After watching that, I'd say very much needed, so that I feel going into this video wanting more knowledge on the shadier side of things, should I say, as far as BTS goes. I don't feel like I'm starved after watching this video. I actually do feel filled from what we just watched, so gracias to Celeste here. Oh, damn, she's pretty too. But, it's a pretty lengthy one. If you made it to the end here with me, I do appreciate that very much. It's probably tough for some to rewatch this, or to watch this for the first time. Here, by all means, express yourself. Comments are there, and others will be too. I remember back when I watched the guide, the opening scene, I was really admiring how big the audience was and their awards they got and this, everything that follows on the good side of their journey. I didn't really imagine this side of everything, but you know, everything has a coin side. And the bad is almost just as big as the good. If you ask me now, I'd say they've skyrocketed from those even levels by now. But it's kind of made me appreciate the good a whole lot more. So that's a really cool feeling to get after watching this video. So I definitely appreciate that. Anyway, thanks for tuning in.
That's all for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.